Okay, let's try this again. Attempt number 3 of an update on the Escort, because my family does not know how to leave someone alone. Got a cylinder head in, and I'm on a different camera because my cell phone, which is the HTC Desire N18, absolutely adore the phone. It's having some problems with the camera, but they're going to warranty it, so it's all good. I just haven't been uploading for that reason. Here's the head. Quick story behind this. I'm rebuilding the engine from the ground up on the 87 Escort Wagon, and my head was cracked. Number 3 here. He was royally screwed and cracked underneath the valve seal in between intake and exhaust. See that little line there in between, or where the arrow is? That's the crack. This one's obviously been overheating, but and I don't even know what that's about. But the head's been struggling a bit apparently. I had no idea. Always ran fine, never missed a beat. Ran a little bit warmer than it used to, but I wrote that off after I totaled the car because I hit a deer. But oh well, the car's still fine, looks good. Anyway, new head. Quite the drama getting this head in. Took me about 2 weeks of calling every mom and pop shop, every auto chain, and websites and eBay, and I was about to lose hope and about to go pull one out of a junkyard and get it completely rebuilt, but Rock Auto, I somehow wrote them off as not having one, and they had one. If I didn't say already, this is the GT head. It's got the roller bearings instead of the valve tappets. I mean, it's still tappets, but there's proper bearings on the end. So hopefully I'll pick up a couple ponies there. I also think there's a couple of cute little differences as far as how it flows, but I'm not certain on that. That's just kind of what I read. But the heads are, for the most part, identical. Differences that I've noticed include obviously the casting numbers, and I don't have that oil gallery port right there. Instead, I have one right here. So that's been one of the things I've noticed. It's different. You know, that's after looking at it for a good 10 minutes, but I mean, it should bolt right on. It was originally a GL engine, but I've converted everything over, rings, you know, bearings, all that jazz. It's all GT now, so might as well put a GT head on it, being that's the only one I could get to. So head's going to stay silver. Going to clear coat it. The engine's blue, engine block. Example of that, here's the transmission, the 3-speed auto, and it's blue, same color. This one still needs to be clear coat to give it a bit more of a shine, but it is quite a few layers of primer and then quite a few layers of Ford blue, old Ford blue. So all well and good. Won't take that off, there might be some paint chips. That's governor housing. Also painted any and all accessories black. It's the breather for the top of the transmission. This is the transmission fill tube over the governor housing there, that thing I was just playing with. Identification plate, that's black, but you know, whatever. Like I said, engine block's already blue. Got brass freeze plugs in it for style. Trying to hunt down a harmonic balancer, because mine is garbage and you can't get them. And a set of GT headers. Not the ugly cast iron exhaust manifold. I want the proper Escort headers that should bolt right onto this engine. Having a hard time finding those too, so you know, whatever. Also made some discoveries. Like, I know my engine mounts were bad from day one when I got the car, but they were royal. They were just terrible. I mean, look at that. Much easier with that one hand, but basically it's completely split the rubber all the way, and the mount is allowed to free float wherever it wants, which explains why the engine could move so much. This was the one under my feet. This is driver's side, mounts to the bottom of the car, something like, it went like this. There was a bracket that went below it. This is towards the front of the car. It's a little bit better shape, but it's not much better, and I'm not going to flip it over because I'll lose the bolts. Actually, that's a tranny mount. That goes on the tranny. Other engine mounts out at the shop because that's where the car is. But, you know, really it was just... It was a... the engine wasn't that bad. I mean, the cylinders were great, and wear wasn't that bad, but the one spun bearing and the cracked head, that really did it. like I said, I drove it in there not knowing it had any problems at all. I drove it in there and was like, let's rebuild the engine, because let's throw about $1,000 at it. So I have, and all new gaskets all the way, new wires, rings, bearings, the whole works, everything. So it should be good happy after this. And any performance upgrades I've done along the way that are reasonable in cost, I've also done. But you know, that's just an update, and you'll get to see the engine in the engine bay when it's all done, which hopefully is going to be in about 2 weeks. That's the plan. I'm already 2.5 weeks in, and I would have already probably had it back together if it wasn't for tracking down this head. But you know, I've rambled on long enough. I think that's about all for now, YouTube.